His Highness's transport?
His transport.
Alright.
Whoa.
Holy shit, okay.
He's gonna be a symbol.
Zero.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to episode 4 of Code Geass, stage 4, his name is Zero.
Ooh, mysterious.
Interesting.
I feel like somebody named Zero definitely was part of some experimentation.
I went like a completely different
You're
direction.
thinking Nero?
No, I was thinking like a soccer goalie whose nickname is Zero because
like a defensive person.
Yeah, like he doesn't let anything, or it could be like an offensive person where it's like no one stops them.
If you're excited for this episode, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more Code Geass coming every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see episodes ahead of all the anime we're watching, including Code Geass, check out the link in the description below where these episodes are all posted in their extended, uncut, 10 to 15 minute extra long forms. That also includes My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer. All right, are we excited for episode 4 of Code Geass?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
It's been so great thus far.
Lelouch, a youth of Britannia, had been granted special abilities by a mysterious girl.
Yeah,
Geass,
what's the story?
power to command others
Geass.
to do absolutely anything.
Geass. Wow.
And Lelouch is determined to use that power to bring the Britannian Empire to its knees, to avenge his mother and create a world where his younger sister Nonnally can find happiness. All the while,
that what made her
knowing
blind?
At the end of his quest, the Britannian Emperor, his father, awaits.
That would be really sad.
Her eyes were
That was
open
the
back
hope
then.
Lelouch carried in his heart.
That would be
back
really
then.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it would also make sense for like his character motivation.
Yeah, you know what? The difference between him and Light is that he has a lot more reason to be upset.
That's, yeah.
Light had his family, his sister, everybody, and he put them all in jeopardy because he wanted to be the ruler of the world, whereas he wants to take down oppression.
Exactly. It's like more of a revenge thing than like Light's hypothetical future prevention of damage.
You see it as revenge. That's interesting.
This,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily revenge, but if there's like a back and forth component,
Yeah.
then like I think that is more justified
Yeah.
than saying like if
That word you just said, justified, justice is the word I would use for it, not revenge, you know? Mm-hmm. Because it's righting
well, what's
something.
the difference?
I think revenge is when it does nothing to go get the person that got you, but justice is when they're still oppressing you. Justice is when you take them down, like a revolution to save everybody who's being oppressed. Like his whole country is Area 11, you know?
Interesting.
Like
Okay.
Katniss Everdeen was not getting revenge, she was getting justice, is my argument.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a distinct difference. For example, Katara going after the person that killed her mom. He was kind of just like retired with his mom and like wasn't actively doing anything wrong.
He wasn't an active threat.
Yeah, it wasn't an active threat and wasn't continuing to be like a boat captain and do bad things. Like, I feel like had he continued to be a boat captain, then it's totally within, like, makes sense to take him down in terms of justice. But I feel like if you killed the person in cold blood like that, that is more revenge. And instead you should send him to jail, which is justice in that circumstance. You get what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, no, I definitely get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And this is like, it's one of my favorite conversations to have.
Seriously, I feel like we're going to have it a lot during this show.
Amazing.
Stage 4. His name is Zero.
Do you know anything about this weapon? Suzaku Kururugi. It was the one used to rob Prince Clovis of his life. The barrel striations leave no doubt, and we've done a little homework on you as well. You're the eldest child of Japan's last acting prime minister, are you not?
Oh.
Your motive here is clear.
I have never even laid eyes on that gun.
We found your fingerprints all over this weapon. You're also suspected of murdering
making
members
up
of
the
the Royal
story.
Guard. Come clean now, and you'll
Seems
be judged
fake.
as though you were born a Britannian, not some worthless 11.
You're wrong. I've done nothing.
Just blatant
God.
racism and manipulating the system.
mentioned on the news, wasn't it? Yep, it looks like he's still alive.
Yeah, it's been ages. We haven't seen him
horrible.
since the war ended. Even we. And Lelouch.
What is it?
It wasn't true what the news said, was it?
Of course not.
I did.
Suzaku would never do anything like that. He just made a mistake.
Yeah.
Lelouch is kind of living a double life too.
Yeah, 100%.
Where it's, but like beyond that, like even addressing how bad his other life is.
Yeah, no, that is really interesting as like a means to, that's always such an interesting situation for a character to be in where like in order to maintain this duality, they have to, in both situations, explain why they don't agree with the other thing that they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like if Light the entire time was like, yeah, Kiro's fantastic. What a great, just...
He'd be caught immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he has to be like, yeah, but that's just, it's just wrong. And then it cuts to like what he actually thinks, you know?
Yeah.
And even though like it's strategic and it's not genuine, it does make you think about the other sides of the argument.
Wonder if he's ever even going to think he's wrong because he's working to liberate. I'm excited to see if his perspective shifts or if he's just kind of, we're just going to see him moving forward with this plan rather than thinking if he should do it, you know?
That's why we should have issued a friggin' statement sooner. We could have taken credit for it.
Naoto, I'm not cut out for this. I'm no leader.
Yes, everything is just as you requested. We have the best in the business working on it. Once the slide system is in order,
Geass.
it's all yours. Once I've erased all of the evidence,
Hold on, I gotta hear that again.
Is in as you requested. We have the best in the business working on it. Once the slide system is in order, it's all yours. Once I've erased all of the evidence, I should forget this ever happened, right?
The select system.
Truly, this has been a
Wonder what that
painful
is.
Unreal power.
The Viceroy of Area 11, our beloved Prince Clovis, has been lost to us forever. However, we can and will bear the weight of this tragedy, and from this darkest of hours, draw strength.
Oh, we've lost the most crucial part of the equation.
Oh yeah, he's gotta be upset. His pilot's
Yeah,
gone.
right.
I wish. The other units never let
What a
go of a
mess.
good pilot. And even if we got one, they'd never match his readings. His operational efficiency clocked in at 94%.
He was perfect. He was doing so well.
You should tell them
That was his
Perhaps
first
they'll let
run.
Suzaku go.
He's an honorary Britannian, they'd never listen. Ever since General Bartley's disgrace, the Purebloods have the military in an iron grip.
The Purebloods what?
Well, from what I understand, they're saying that only pureblood Britannians should be allowed to serve in the military.
Their view is one of their own can never be a criminal. But if the criminal is an 11, it paves the way for Margrave Jeremiah to shut down the practice of granting natives honorary status.
Oh.
And what about Suzaku?
His fate's all but decided.
That's
Lelouch,
ridiculous.
You got anything going on later? Folks have been asking for a rematch.
You are not gambling, you guys!
Come on, don't be such a stick in the mud.
More chess.
She's right, though. Maybe it's time to quit.
Huh?
I found a better opponent, actually.
You did?
The
Really?
entire government.
You're
Yeah,
gonna be
right.
in on the action too, right?
Better not. It's not really up
Oh
your
yeah.
alley.
Oh, forgot to mention last episode that she was warded off the trail of him.
Yes.
Kind of a genius move with the recording.
Very smart.
Something of note, somebody kept commenting, make sure to listen to a lot of the background, like, about the world audio, because it's important to know what exactly they're trying to do with media, and also with just, it's like Attack on Titan level detail and some of this stuff.
Britannia's resounding victory over Japan opened the unenlightened
Oh, when they
nation's
destroyed-
eyes to its true place in today's world order. Since then, the Empire and Area 11 have walked hand in hand down the road to revival.
1600 hours at
Yeah, look
Tokyo
what they did.
Tower. Why here of all places?
It was Kururugi who contacted us.
That's so scary.
Hard to say.
Yeah, but he might have been arrested after his communication with Colin. Then we're in danger here. We should
So they were
go.
told to meet here.
Attention, please. Paging Miss Colin Stockfeld of Ashford Academy. One of your personal effects has been turned in at the kiosk on the observation deck.
Hi, I'm assuming this phone is yours, ma'am.
Oh, it's the recorder with message. Smart.
Very
Something wrong?
smart.
It is yours, isn't it? Yeah.
This is a lot like
Thank you
Kira.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no debating it. Life is better here thanks to Prince Clovis. I mean, it's all due to Britannia that we
Oh,
can
they're
rebuild
just-
as quickly as we did.
They're just talking it for no reason.
All right. From Zero.
That's his Kira name, I guess.
Okay.
Hello?
I want you to board the outbound train on Loop Line 5
Wow.
and bring your friends.
What?
You handled His Highness's memorial program very well. A little too weepy for my tastes, but...
Yes, well, the masses tend to like tearjerkers, Your Excellency.
Spoken like a true TV man. You did well in the short time you had. One would almost think you were expecting His Highness to meet his untimely end.
It's quite common for memorial programs to be set in advance for important people.
Does that include me as well?
Recent events may have bumped you up the list a bit, Your Excellency.
Whoa.
I wasn't deemed important enough till now, is that it?
That sounded like such a threat, and like it wasn't, but...
Ever
Maybe.
thought of enlisting?
Well,
the Army could
he was
use
just saying
This-
you've gotten more important recently.
Yes, but I believe this was the guy who was leaning up against the wall the first time we heard Clovis speak, who was like, that guy's a fraud.
Okay.
So I think this guy might be not the hugest fan of Britannia.
Okay.
Might not be the same guy.
Ever thought of enlisting? The Army could use more men like you.
I don't think it would be a very good fit. Not really my cup of tea.
No matter. I have another favor to ask of you. Tomorrow night, Suzaku Kururugi will be transferred to his court-martial.
We should line the road with good, patriotic Britannians.
Excellent. You catch on quickly, don't you? Be sure the rabble can see his face.
Lord Jeremiah.
The
there are
rabble?
Those among the 11s who see Private
Terrible.
Kururugi
Gross.
as a hero. Some might very well make an attempt to free him.
Oh.
I'll be there personally aboard my Sutherland. If
I bet you
anyone even
Lelouch
thinks
does.
of causing trouble, they'll be executed
What's
on the
a Sutherland?
I think that's the name of the robot suit.
Gotcha.
Attention all passengers. If you become aware of any suspicious items on board, please alert Metro personnel by using the nearest intertelephone.
Face forward and look to your right. What do you see?
The Britannian city. It was stolen away from us and built on our sacrifice.
Oh.
And on the left?
That's really sad.
I see our city. Remnants of a desiccated city after the Britannians sucked it dry.
Good answer. Now make your way to the front of the train.
The next stop is Okubo. Okubo is next.
I'm loving the setup in the plant.
Right? Is this not like kind of suspicious? They're the
Geass.
only ones moving his eyes. Yes, yes, yes.
Whoa. Oh, so it's going to be trying to spot who's been Geassed.
Amazing.
Well, who's
Was it
this?
you? On the phone?
Maybe that's why he wears the mask so they can't see who he is. Guess them too.
Okay.
All of them.
Oh, wow. So that's why no one
Was
cared.
that you in Shinjuku? Was that ceasefire you were doing?
Hey, we're talking to you.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
What do you think of my tour of the settlement?
Your tour? Oh, come on. There's no way it was this joker.
I wanted you to fully grasp it too.
This joker. I'm gonna start using that as an insult.
Yeah, we know. There's a difference between us and them. A very harsh one. And that's why we resist them.
You're wrong. Britannia will not fall to terrorism. It's little better than childish nuisance.
What was that? You calling us a bunch of kids?
Oh.
You should know your enemy. It is not people, but Britannia itself. It is a war you must wage, but not on the innocent. Take up your sword. Fight for justice.
Oh.
Oh, please. That's all easy
What is
enough
a
to
war
say,
on
isn't
Britannia
it?
if not
Hiding
on the
behind that
people?
mask. Why
That's
should
what
the
they say.
government trust you?
She's right. Lose the mask. Right. Are you going to show us your face or not?
Maybe he has
Very
like
well.
more
I'll
political
show you.
war in mind.
But rather than my face,
The system.
bear witness to my power. If I deliver to you the impossible, then I might have earned your trust.
He's gonna make one of them do something.
Prince of Britannia. Suzaku Kururugi should be treated as a hero. But he's an honorary Britannian. Prime Minister Kururugi was his father. So what? The bastard gave up Japan. Our people don't know that about him.
The whole Shinjuku business was the work of Kozuki's group, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, there's still an army remaining.
Okay.
Present.
Or maybe this is just the resistance, like,
Kururugi's family
headquarters.
said anything?
No, sir. They broke contact with him once he joined the military.
We should not become involved in this public execution.
That's cowardly. You're Toto the miracle worker, right?
There is a difference between miracles and foolhardiness.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Congratulations!
That sounds like
Those
Steve
two
Blum.
You asked me about weren't on the
Famous
list of
voice actor.
casualties. Not much luck on your end, though. You may be getting a trial, but no one is pulling for you, certainly.
But the courts are where truth comes to light.
I expect there'll be more smoke and mirrors than anything. The truth is
So
scarce
true.
of late.
If that's how the world works, then so be it. I've no regret.
He's like a moralist, or not moralist, a idealist.
Any moment now. It's a sight to see. The throngs lining the route. All of them waiting on bated breath.
The futuristic society is
Waiting for the accused
interesting.
murderer of Prince Clovis to pass by. Honorary Britannian and former 11, Suzaku Kururugi.
So before we begin, what's the impossible you think Lelouch is going to pull off for them? He said, would I gain your trust if I pulled off the impossible? I have an idea, but I'm wondering what you think.
What was the group that he was talking to when he said, if I do the impossible, will you trust me?
The rebel group.
Maybe like helping them somehow with the Geass powers?
Helping
using
them.
the Geass powers in order to benefit them in some way?
Gotcha. I thought you were saying helping teach them the Geass powers.
No. Like there's a situation where they have a problem that they've been trying to deal with and they just can't.
Well, like this situation is what I feel like it's going to be done in.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right about that, and I think that either A, all the subway people who are Geass are gonna do something, or B, he's gonna get this whole line
like
of people
an audience.
And just be like, look at me in his weird outfit, and everybody's gonna look at the weird. Maybe that's why he makes it weird, so everybody will be like, what's that? And then he'll just be like, gotcha.
I mean, that is a very distracting thing. It's just
cape.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see, but I think a mass Geass might be in order.
Yeah.
Camera 5's a little slow. Talk to me, Charles. Your team been deployed yet? What? The studio? Let them wait. Nothing's been pushed back. Everything's going according to plan.
I can see them. They have the suspect. Suzaku Kururugi is headed this way.
Like clockwork. What a circus this is. And I'm as corrupt as any of them.
Weird things.
Self-aware.
Yeah.
This is insane. We know that Suzaku is innocent.
The court deemed our testimony inadmissible.
They kind of just made that up and then nobody questioned it.
Is that altruism or humanitarianism?
This isn't the time for a game of semantics.
Not much
It's
else
always
to
time
do.
for a game of semantics.
We know where this case is headed, don't we? We couldn't reach him at the summit. All we can do is cut our losses, really. Voices bearing testament to a people's love of their prince, raining their judgment down on a terrorist.
Suzaku!
Alright.
Here we go.
Margrave Jeremiah, integral in settling this case, will be presiding over the trial as acting
Oh, he's standing out.
Whoa.
So we could look at him.
That looks very different from the other ones.
I think they're just, it's like their ceremonial version.
Right, okay.
They're just standing on top of it.
Gotcha.
Told us. He said he'd make the impossible possible. He gave us his word.
Oh, they're in
Save
suits.
Suzaku Kururugi.
Right. No need to turn back. The die is cast.
Oh, that is a cool suit.
Acting Consul Jeremiah.
What is it?
Vehicle approaching the main highway from 3rd.
Oh
We just
my
let it through
goodness.
as you instructed, but...
Do you believe the target could be a terrorist vehicle?
Well, sir, it's Prince Clovis's car.
Oh.
Prince's car? Well, looks like we've got a comedian. Don't worry about it. Just let him through to us. All forces, halt here!
Hey, they stopped. They really did.
It's just a coincidence.
He called
but
it.
He said Jeremiah would
Yeah,
try
right?
to hoggle the limelight and make some sort of stand about it.
Coincidence!
No, this is just him being smart.
Could there have been some sort of accident?
He said he'll make something out
This
of
is
it.
Site 5. There's a vehicle
This is
approaching
what
them.
happens when you fight against
It's Prince Clovis's personal transport. And it's heading straight for the cavalcade.
That's definitely
That's
got a
a
robot in it.
weird shape.
Maybe that's what it's trying to imitate.
Tell it's fake.
Is she flooring it?
Yeah.
I see. Just you two then.
I'm sorry, we just need a little more time. If more people understood what we...
No, the two of you will do just fine.
What?
Come on, that's ridiculous.
Do
There'll be
for
too
what?
many of
To take
them.
down the whole thing.
Your help.
Two of them, that's not gonna work.
It makes no sense how he's going to take two pawns or two people and make them do all of this.
With your help, clearing the task at hand will
Maybe
be
his power...
child's play.
I don't know how he's going to do it on a large
I'll
scale.
need this by
Right?
tomorrow. All that matters is the exterior.
You dare desecrate...
I'll need this by
All that
tomorrow?
matters is the exterior. Play. I'll need this by tomorrow. All that matters is the exterior.
Huh.
You dare desecrate His Highness's transport? Come out of there!
His transport!
Alright.
Whoa.
Holy shit. Okay.
He's going to be a symbol.
Zero.
Zero?
Who is this person? This man calling himself Zero, standing before a full military convoy!
Will it work on camera?
That's
What the
I
hell
cannot
does he think
wait
he's
to
doing?
see if that works.
If it works on camera.
Who is this man calling himself Zero?
Because it's not even like he's like messaging people photos, like the media's doing it for him.
Yeah, he's currently waiting on all the cameras to get on him.
Is he an 11? Now to return the favor, Suzaku.
What?
I've seen enough, Zero. This little show of yours is over.
What?
What's the plan?
What is he gonna do?
Why don't you lose that mask?
Oh. What?
What?
Jeremiah, be careful. He's got the...
Yes,
Is that a
Jeremiah.
new
You never saw
robot?
inside this thing,
Oh.
so you assume it holds poison gas.
They still think it's a gas weapon. You remember?
Can all of you watching
Yeah.
at home see this? It's some sort of device, although its purpose is unclear.
They don't know
Stay
about the
with us.
Geass power.
See if this so-called terrorist has anything to say.
So they won't fire on him. So they're so afraid of the bomb.
Bastard. He's taken
That's
every Britannian here
brilliant.
hostage.
Yep.
And he's done it without them even knowing it.
You intend to
Genius.
Holy shit.
shoot, you know full well
Unit 6, bring up the sound and get that camera right in his face.
Sir, it's too hairy out here.
Amateurs.
Is there any way for them to figure out the Geass powers from this? I feel like there isn't.
Exchange
Not really.
This for Kururugi.
Like hell. He's charged with high treason for murdering
You could trade
a
an
prince.
empty shell.
I can't hand him over.
No.
Trojan
You're
horse
mistaken,
situation?
Jeremiah. He's no
Except
murderer.
actually.
He's gonna say I
Okay.
killed him.
The man who killed Clovis was myself.
All right.
Whoa.
Taking responsibility for it.
Unbelievable.
A little smile from that guy.
Mm-hmm.
What does this mean? So where does this leave the current suspect? Private Kururugi.
Ah, crap, there's no way out of this.
We are so screwed.
For a single 11, you'll save scores of precious Britannians. I find that to be a bargain.
This is all one big performance to him.
He's mad, I tell you.
Like, he is
Disguising
having
his
fun
drunk
with
as
this a
his
little.
highnesses, He'll pay the price for mocking
Yeah.
the crowd.
Very
You
strange.
don't wish the public to learn of Orange, do you?
Orange? What's he talking about?
Who's orange?
If I
That is
die,
orange.
it'll all go
There's
public.
something orange.
If you don't
Oh.
want that to happen,
What are you talking about? What is this?
Whoa.
do
Oh,
everything in
shit.
your power to let us go. You're prisoner as well.
He got him.
Can people around realize that that's what happened?
No,
Right,
probably.
Understood.
They're far.
You there, release the prisoner.
What on earth are you doing, my lord?
Get that man over here.
And she doesn't know even though she's been Geassed already too.
Hand him over.
This is so
Nobody gets in his
genius.
way.
What are you thinking?
This is an order.
It's hard to tell what's happening from
Oh
here.
my god.
But it
Holy
seems that
shit.
Kururugi's
That's-
release has been brokered.
So smart.
Yeah. And now they know how powerful he is. How long can you keep him under his control?
As I thought, they didn't allow you to speak.
Is it like probably charge related?
Yeah. It's like a shock collar.
Yeah.
It's time to go, Zero.
Well,
Oh, because
then,
he would
till next time.
say it wasn't him or something. Oh, fake gas.
Okay.
You cowardly 11! Lord Jeremiah, what are you?
You heard me. Stand down now.
Oh my god. And he's gonna be tried now too because he's fighting them.
Oh, God.
This is so
And there
smart.
are so many witnesses, and like,
What was that?
if you don't remember it, you're just gonna. Oh my god.
Well,
You imbecile! There's nowhere for you to run!
Lord Jewel, are you going to follow orders or not? And believe me, there will be repercussions. All units, do I make myself clear?
Holy shit.
this is
In your power
incredible.
to help them get away.
Yeah.
It's gonna be such a big moment when big characters get Geass since it can only happen once.
Right?
So,
And it's like out of their system after that.
yeah, what do you think about that scene?
I'm so looking forward to learning about all the implications of Geassing someone while other people are present who are like
Yeah.
involved in the situation, because it's one of those like really, really tricky situations where the more you try to defend yourself, the more guilty you sound.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder how long it's gonna take for the Geass to wear off, like when he's gonna stop it.
Yeah, but when he does, he's not going to have a memory of it. So they're like, why did you do that? He's going to be like, I didn't do that.
Exactly.
But he actually did. So he's going to sound like the biggest, like, jackass criminal ever. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a photo of you. I didn't do it.
Yeah, he's literally just going to try to lie about it. And then he's going to say, I lost my memory. And then the people that he said, oh, what a bullshit excuse, you saying you lost your memories. They're going to be like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what a masterful chess match scene from Lelouch.
That was so good.
Wow, and he was just so in control. He took literally just 2 people and an empty shell and some fake gas and got back everything he needed. Oh my god.
I mean, that's resourceful.
And I think that's the maximum he can get out of one Geass. Like a heck of a way to use it against like that superior officer type person. Yeah.
Like using it, Geassing is such a massive power. And so like, of course, to make it fair, there need to be really massive limitations on it. So using it in a sequence with like regular logic is so cool.
Yeah.
It's like standard planning and also this like very case specific superpower.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see more.
Who is this guy?
That's crap. How many times can a bluff like that work anyway?
They're saying the guy's name was crap. Said, who is this guy? That's crap.
That's crap, my best buddy.
Yeah, exactly. We met in college.
Yeah.
Credit though. Huh? Gotta admit it, nobody else could have pulled that off. Not the Japanese Liberation Front, and certainly not me. We've always thought that
Maybe they'll follow him now.
Okay.
Wasn't a possibility at all. But maybe with him, it is.
Is he still with him?
Like they treated you rather roughly. Now you know what they're really like, Private Kururugi. Britannia is rotten. If you wish to bring change to this world, then join me.
So is it true? Are you really the one who killed Prince Clovis?
This is war. Why wouldn't I kill an enemy commander?
So that's a yes.
Those were civilians out there.
A bluff to help things along. The result? Not a single death.
The result? That's all that matters to you, I suppose.
That's a big point. Just like light.
You serve as a worthless dominion.
Like intention or
Maybe
impact.
That's true, but this nation, it can be changed for the better, and from within.
Changed?
And any ends gained through contemptible means aren't worth anything.
Wait, where are you going?
My court
Very
martial
interesting
begins in an
point.
hour.
Oh, he's still gonna go be tried.
Are you mad? The only reason they're giving you a trial is to find you guilty! The judge, the prosecution, and defense!
Yeah, he didn't do
As
it.
opposed to what?
And if I don't go, they'll start cracking down on 11s and honorary Britannians.
That sucks.
Even though he didn't do it.
Don't be an idiot!
An old friend of mine always used to tell me that. He'd say I was a fool.
I think he probably knows who it is.
It's my weakness, I guess.
Or maybe not.
I'd try to bring you in, but you'd just end up killing me. And if I'm going to die, it'll be in the service of the people. Even so, I thank you for saving me.
Oh no. At least he still sends the message, but and it's gonna say a lot about him to go back.
Yeah,
and be like,
right.
I want to be tried fairly. That's why I left him, even though he saved me.
100%.
It would seem this Zero has released him. However, now that the original charges against him have been thrown into question, it's very possible Kururugi will be found innocent
Oh
and
yeah, because
acquitted.
he claimed the crime. Zero did.
Right, yeah.
Turn to our legal analyst.
Miss Sayako?
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
She's alive?
How is she not dead?
Do you think Area 11 needs our usual treatment?
Yes, my lady.
Oh, they're going
I
to
like
11.
her.
She's evil though.
Okay, okay. Not in like a...
We're simping for her is what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. How is she just... We saw her got shot in the head. We saw her
Is
get
there
shot
any
in
way
the
that
head.
that wasn't what it looked like?
Here's my one theory. We didn't look at it, but when they talked about, oh yeah, there was this program and I'm shutting it down last episode, when they panned down, there was a few documents and one was like Freud's theory of this, and then one was like the theory of eternal life, like another one was like theory of longevity, and then there was a bunch of coding, and I think that maybe they cracked the code to human consciousness, and maybe in that way they're able to back up her brain and like replicate her, because she was in a lab suit of some kind. Like maybe they figured out how to replicate somebody.
Very interesting idea.
But that is where we're left for episode 4. What an amazing episode. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe down below for Code Geass every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes ahead along with our other anime, check out the Patreon linked in the description below where they're all posted in their extended uncut forms right now. We have a lot to discuss. Before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our Patreon members every episode. If you want to ask us questions that we answer after we finish watching any episode, check out the Patreon linked in the description below, and we'd love to hear from you. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. Sibyllus asks, in this episode, Suzaku states, any ends gained through contemptible means aren't worth anything. Clearly setting himself up as a foil to Lelouch's mantra of, you can't change the world without getting your hands dirty. What do you think of Suzaku's reasonings, and how do you hope to see his ideology challenged as the show goes on?
That is such a good question. In principle, yes, you should never do anything bad, and if something bad is required in order for something hypothetically good to happen, then it's not justified in the first place. With that being said, reality is the way it is, and sometimes bad things do happen. And sometimes there are like secondary ripples of that have the potential to be something good. And just because that thing ended up being good doesn't then mean that the first thing was justified. It just means that something shitty ended up being something good.
So you think if Lelouch killed a bunch of people and ended the Britannian Empire, even though something good happens, he wouldn't be justified in doing that?
No.
I fully disagree with that.
In the principle of like, you can't just go kill a bunch of people.
If they are enemy operatives, yes, you can. Like, I think that if they're actively oppressing people, being racist, and like governing the world, if you're at war, you're at war. You know what I mean? It's one thing, because his whole point was, we're not killing any civilians. We're actually not killing anybody. He didn't kill anybody in that thing. Mm-hmm. I feel like Suzaku has a problem with how Lelouch gained him in that way. He didn't kill anybody. He just took people who were trying to run up charges on him for no reason and illegally sentenced him to death for a murder that he didn't commit. Mm-hmm. And Lelouch was like, I created a distraction to get you out of there and make clear who actually killed him. He just didn't like that it was a trick, you know, like, okay. And beyond that, I think that if you're in a revolution, if people who are oppressed take down an oppressive government that is actively oppressing them, I think that's a good thing, you know? Like, okay. Nazis wouldn't have gone anywhere if you didn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a balance of the two in a way.
It definitely is. Like, I understand. Okay, what this kind of feels like to me is when people will say like, oh, well, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, so everything is fine because everything is bad. And it's like, okay, yes, that is true, but that doesn't mean that there's not like a spectrum.
Yeah.
It's not an all or nothing situation.
That's true. Like, he didn't have to kill Clovis so much as like kidnap him, I guess.
Exactly. But the idea of like, oh, well, they're like doing these, you know, massive amounts of horrible things, but you lied. So then we're just like them.
Like,
no.
So I'm going to go to my murder trial that I didn't commit.
Like, come on.
Even though it's brought up on trumped up charges. Like, I feel like that's a bit too idealist. Like, I think that...
No, honestly, I agree.
Yeah. And Lelouch's actions thus far, the only thing I can think of is they killed his brother a little bit out of, I mean, it did cause upheaval within the political system, which is what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. But there is a part of me that's like, okay, maybe there was something more advantageous there, but he did let his emotions about his brother get in the way. Like, yeah. So that's the only choice. But other than that, he hasn't killed anybody, and he's just been kind of strategically taking him down in really clever ways, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see those dueling philosophies come to a head continuously throughout this show. Yeah. But let's go to our next question. All right, question 2. Abricos102 asks, hi guys. Hello.
Hi.
What do you guys think about Lelouch's reasoning and methods? The way he uses his power and the way he treats the people around him. Do you think it might provoke some kind of guilt or pain for him and others? I guess the question would be, do you think he feels guilt versus Light, who did not?
Yeah, I think he definitely does. I mean, again, it's like a balance thing. It's the difference between someone who's willing to get their hands dirty versus someone who wants to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
Like, you can say, like, okay, this thing...
Who would be willing and wants in this situation? Because I do think both
Light
of them are more willing.
Wants.
Really? I think Light's like, I want a better world. I'm willing to get my hands dirty for it. Really dirty for it. It's not like he's like, I want to go kill people, you know? Because the core of it, Light never liked killing people. He liked creating a new world. He did.
Well,
okay, let me rephrase.
Being better and
he
smarter
enjoyed being
than
better
everyone.
and smarter, but that doesn't mean
The
that
killing
he wanted
aspect
to
was
kill.
secondary.
Like, for example, something I'll say, Light never shot anybody. So something I just thought of is maybe they have equal levels of guilt, and Lelouch is more getting nauseous because he had to do it himself.
Interesting. Like, he had to be confronted with it. I mean, it's the same reason that like cyberbullying is easier. I mean, like,
Light was cyberbullying to the max.
Exactly, where it's like when you don't have to see the look on someone's face when you say something mean to them, it's not gonna like trigger the same like biological series of like, don't do that. People don't do that to each other. That's bad.
Yeah, and something else I think about is that he had the Prince Geass and asked him, and was like, that's all the information you have, right? And then he was like, yeah, and then he released him and then shot him. So could he not have been like, kill yourself with this gun? Like, it seems like it was an intentional choice that he wanted to do it himself. Oh, he didn't know you could only do it once at that point.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that part.
But he didn't try. Oh, that's even more evidence because he didn't try it again. He just was like, I want to do it. So maybe he feels guilt about that, or I think it's more nauseous because it was nauseating to him, less guilt, you know? I don't think he feels bad about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this show is so interesting because again, it's like the idea of like, you can know that something, or you can like believe with all of your heart that something needs to happen, and the idea of doing it is so sickening to you, and then you have to make the decision of like, which thing ultimately is going to come out on top.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if the guilt catches up with them, and I assume it's going to bring some pain to people around him, but like, kind of like Light. All right, let's go to question 3, or final question. Final question from Raul Ignasho. Which is the biggest miracle? Zero being able to save Suzaku, or Green Hair Lady being alive, or Code Geass fans pulling up the upset win for being the next show after Death Note? That's close competition. Because Code Geass lost every single poll.
Unreal.
Lost every single comic competition. And then when...
Absolute underdog victory.
Fourth time, they went last. And then they were like, we're getting there.
So true.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a pretty big upset. But out of the other two...
Green Hair Lady still being alive.
How is she alive?
There's some like Westworld. Did you ever watch Westworld?
I never watched it.
But you know the idea of it?
Isn't it like you can replicate people as robots?
It kind of, they're like robots that are like, they're just people. Like they're just built like, it's like a person, but you can like upload their consciousness. So when they would like be in the game, if someone would kill them, because that was like the fun part, is like, oh, you get to go like pretend to like do the cowboy thing, then that person, they would just like switch out the new mannequin, I guess, but the consciousness would continue, like the character would stay the same.
They just kept getting killed because...
Yeah, because that was like...
So it sounds... Yeah, that feels like a good comparison.
So potentially there's like... I don't know if I'm maybe like just thinking of everything in like a computer sense because of code.
Geass, yeah.
Right. But the idea of like being able to rewire someone's brain by looking through their eyes, that makes me think that there are other ways that people can rewire their brains.
Yeah, and maybe that's what happened with this green-haired person, but I am interested to hear her story and how she is alive. But that is about it for episode 4 of Code Geass. Thank you for watching. Are we excited for episode 5?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.